welcome back once again. Here we are with Inside the Headset as we continue on week 2, game 2, and I'm with the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, head coach Kevin Creasy. Now that was my introduction, but let me give you your introduction for Friday night. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Coach Kevin Creasy now with us on the big ESPNU on Friday Night Lights, and let's break in. It's the biggest news going. Let's just hit right into it, and let's hit that first. Well, no, let's go over the game, and then we'll get into ESPNU. Saturday, playing Jackson Northside. Let's talk about that win, that victory, and Oakland Patriots and how they performed.
Oh, it's always good to get out 1-0. You know, half the teams in the state are going to start 1-0, the other half are going to be 0-1. And unfortunately, we were on the other end of the stick last year. You know, that's what makes this coming up matchup so intriguing. We know how much better we improved from week 1 to week 2 last year. We knew what a bad taste we had in our mouth. We knew that we went to work the next week after that loss. We don't want to get too big-headed this year after a win because we know Hillsborough is going to come in here ready to play because they had a very close game, a very close loss. And I'm sure Coach Clayton and those guys are having a great week of preparation. We were glad to be playing at Middle. We were glad to get on the turf. You know, it was kind of an away game, but really, truly, you know, neutral site, really a home game for us, just right down the road. And like I said, last year we played there and left there with a bad taste in our mouth. And then this year, we're real happy with the results.
Well, it's easier to ride home instead of walk home.
Right, no doubt.
So, offense and defense, what'd you think? Talk a little bit about the offense, and then we'll slip into the defense.
Well, you know, right from the beginning, our defense did a good job of stopping them. I thought our defense kind of had their number a little bit. First play of the game, they were one tackle away from going to the house, though.
Right.
That tells you what kind of players they got. I think their coaches do a good job. They were ready to play, and after the opening kickoff, the first play of the game almost went to the house.
They sure did.
But after that, you know, our defense regrouped, made those guys punt, and started the season with a great special teams play. Had a good punt return, well over 80 yards, set up by some really good blocking and a good return by Zarius Gamble.
And that just set the momentum train in motion, because after you got that first taste of 7 points, now you're off and running, Coach.
Right, yeah, you know, big special teams play, and then followed up by another big special teams extra point. And then our next kickoff was, I think, through the end zone. So, you know, a lot of good things in the kicking game happened back to back to back.
Well, wrapped up that game and actually got out of there pretty good. I was looking at my watch. I was packed and out of there after our broadcast at about 10 o'clock. And heading down to, I know you guys got out there a little later. You've got a lot more equipment than I do. But all in all, great victory. On to the next one, as we say. We really can't dwell on it because your day was really, really short because your time period, you didn't have that Saturday because you was playing on Saturday. Right. So what did Coach Creasy do immediately? Because now you've already kind of been working on Hillsborough. You've got that architecture sitting over here. It's waiting to be, that cake to be baked, but we can't start on that. But then you dove right into it Sunday, I guess, or Saturday night.
Yeah, you know, Saturday night we're trying to watch our game, see if we can make some corrections on some mistakes that we made. I thought we did a lot of good things well, but of course there was a lot of room for improvement. Worked on that Sunday, moving some people around. I did have an injury, you know, our fullback got injured, Mookie Wilson.
Yeah.
He's got a high ankle sprain, you know, questionable, you know, on Friday. Don't know if he's going to be able to make it or not. But with all that, you know, Hillsborough, we actually have played them before. You know, that's what was unique about Northside. They were pretty unfamiliar, and we didn't have...
Kind of gave you that playoff.
You know, didn't have a lot of film on them, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, our guys know the Hillsborough guys. A lot of them go to camps together. You know,
so 7-on-7.
Right, they see each other at some of these colleges, and Hillsborough has our attention, no doubt, because our guys respect those guys because they know what kind of players they have over there. And, you know, probably the same is true with Hillsborough. You know, they see our guys at different camps, different events, and should make for a great matchup.
Well, I kind of spoiled it with the ESPNU and that and all that, but it's big. It's big, Coach Creasy. I mean, this is Friday Night Lights, the original. You're not playing on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon or whatever of their long string of games that they'll run through. I mean, you having the feature spotlight, Hillsborough having the feature spotlight to these young men, and even the people, the fans, and everybody. I mean, the camera's going to be moving around and stuff. And I mean, you're on the national big boy TV. It's not regional location. I mean, everybody from across the United States will have their eyes on Oakland, Tennessee.
Right. You know, it's in millions of homes. Our guys realize that. We explain to them the difference between regional coverage, state coverage. This is national coverage.
Yes.
And we want to put our brand out there. We want to, represent our school well, our town well, the mid-state well. And I think they've chosen this game because there are some highly recruited guys on both teams, but also these are two good football programs. They're not just football teams. These programs have been to state championships. They've won state championships. Coach Clayton brings a great record with him. Won a lot of games over in Franklin, won a lot of games at Hillsborough, but won tons of games in Kentucky. The guy is what you look for when you get to his age. You want a career like his, and that's the deal, man. It's a great football program against another football program in which we're looking at great matchups as far as different players matched up against different players. ESPN is going to get a great game, and ESPNU covering it is a great opportunity for all our young guys.
Us, everybody in this county. It's just a stamp on us.
But I tell you, I promise you, once that first whistle blows and that first hit's delivered, it's still just football. It's football. You can't get caught up in all that other stuff. I think some people get caught up, and maybe coaches try to show how smart they are. Maybe players have to do something that they're not accustomed to doing, just instead of going out and just playing football. But at the end of the day, it's going to be blocking, tackling, turnovers, kicking game, the same things it's always been.
So let's talk about the Hillsborough Burros. What will they run offensively, or have they made any changes? Let's rewind that because you're talking not only now here, you're talking nationally to people. What will they run?
Well, Hillsborough is very multiple, and that's one thing about Coach Clayton. He is the play caller. He's a really, really talented play caller, and he loves to throw the ball, but he's struggling right now. He's playing two different quarterbacks. If
you got two, you ain't got a good one.
Hey, well, no, he's got two good ones, and unfortunately for us, we're trying to narrow down what they're going to do with this quarterback or that quarterback. One is more of an option guy, one's more of a passer. The option quarterback is unbelievable.
Really?
I mean, he will definitely.
Can he break some ankles?
He'll be playing on Saturdays. He's going to be hard to corral. He can take it to the house at any time. I mean, just a special player. And they're smart enough. They move him around. He'll play a little bit of wide receiver, a little bit of tight end, a little bit.
They know how to get him involved.
He's going to get the ball in his hands, even if they snap it to him. So, really, really talented young man. And that's what I'm saying. They're so multiple. It makes for a tough assignment for our defense. And then on defense, they were so talented last year. I hear that they are even better this year. And I know that they've had 3 or 4 scrimmages, a jamboree. Even the other night when they got scored on, it was a special team score and a safety. So I've heard that they haven't even been scored on all preseason. None of the scrimmages, the jamboree. I'm not even sure what the score was on that. And then, of course, the game the other night, 4 quarters at Vanderbilt Stadium, they didn't get scored on. So they're definitely a tough team on defense. We're going to have a hard time moving the ball on them, and we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. So we've got a tough assignment ahead of us.
Game plan, what is it? What do we got to do to beat these guys?
Well, again, we want to do some positive things early. Our game last year was one of those games where we shot ourselves in the foot. We fumbled 3 times in the first half.
Yeah.
We can't do that. You fumble 3 times this year, you're not getting it back. You're not scoring on these guys. We just got to make sure that good things are happening early for us. We want to make sure, defensively we're sound. special teams were sound, and then offensively we got to flip the field. If we can't score, then we need to at least flip the field. And as you saw the other night, if we get within field goal range, we got a pretty steady kicker.
Well, as I came in to do the interview, you were drawing up plays and everything, and I asked if I could ask you this question. It's known, if people know you and everything, you actually devise your own offense and everything. But talk a little bit about the magic, because you have paid the price, I guess, and watched so much video, and you slowly but surely cover each one of your players and knowing their tendencies and everything. When you go to devise a play and you draw it up, is it methodically thought that, okay, I know this kid can do this, and I know we can do this, and I know we can get there, and this kid, I can pull him and certain things. Talk a little bit about your devised offensive schemes and just drawing that up in a natural ability, and how video starts to talk to you after a little while.
Yeah, I mean, video is the ultimate teacher. We use it with our players, to show them what they've done right, what they've done wrong. Unfortunately, this early in the season, there's not a lot of video out there. We swapped our game from the other night. We have our game from last year. But playing so early, we don't have a lot of video on them because they're not in our district, and I'm sure they're the same way. So we can draw it up all day long, the X is blocking O's, but it comes down to the X. Who is the X and who is their O, At the end of the day, it may look good on paper, but you've got to have guys that can execute it. And it's not how much, the coach knows, it's what those guys on the field know. And that's why we put such an emphasis on execution and practice. We've been on our guys pretty hard here lately. Because we have so many people that have been in the system for a year now. It's not brand new like it was last year when we played Hillsborough and made a lot of dumb mistakes. We have some seasoned guys that should know what's going on, and it starts with the coach, but then ultimately it goes to the quarterback because he's the guy on the field running the show. So we have a huge game plan in place every week, but it's only as good as what your players can execute and what they can provide for you on Friday night. And like I said, there's certain players on their side of the field that we want to definitely stay away from if we can.
Yeah.
There's certain opportunities that we may look to take, and I think Coach Clayton, like I said earlier, great play caller. He took an opportunity against us last year on first and 10 from the 2-yard line, and he throws a 98-yard touchdown pass against us. Which I thought was just
welcome.
Speaks, it just speaks to, hey, listen, let's make sure we have something for when we're backed up. It's a lot of it's situational, and I think he does the same thing that I do. What about this situation? Is it time to put your foot on the gas? Is it time to back up a little bit? And there's always a good time to punt. So you hate to say that, but a lot of times punting's winning because if you're not punting, that means you must be desperate and going for it on 4th down. And I think we have a good punt team. I think we have a good cover team. I think we have good special teams. And, in my mind, I want to go for it every time. But a lot of times I think, you got to play it smart, especially when it's going to be a close game like we got Friday.
Speaking of broadcasting, then we'll wrap it up. I did your game, like I said, on Saturday night. We kept it up. I think we only went down for 10 minutes. But you are embracing technology. You asked me if I could, if we were going to go live. And I said I am live, and we will go live. And even shared with me that you watched a little bit of the game here, and talk a little bit about just somebody somewhere else and just how we were able to share what we do and and share that link.
Yeah, we were under the impression that there was lightning. We're right down the road and it's pouring down rain here, and we pulled it up. We pulled your link up and watched it live, and it just come back from I think a lightning delay of maybe 30 minutes. So that pushed our schedule back a little bit. And then, of course, we saw that it became a blowout, running clock. And so that sped things
you had to get back into it.
So we were off schedule, and then we got back on schedule because of the running clock. And, those guys at Middle did a good job of, keeping things smooth. And John Jones and his guys that helped him run the show the other day did a great job. Even through inclement weather, you guys did a great job of providing video, even though it was not the best, weather.
It's terrible.
You could ask for.
Sorry.
But that's what makes football cool, is that you play in the elements. And, I've heard from a couple people, Jackson Cawthon's dad coaches at Arkansas State. they're right in the middle of fall camp, you know, getting ready for their season. And, you know, he doesn't get to come back and watch his son as much as he'd like, but boom, he's able to pull it up after they had a scrimmage that day, that Saturday, and boom, he pulls it up. And he's able to watch his, you know, son's team. So
Man, that means more. Just that one viewer, that means the most to me. That's who we're reaching. That's who we're looking for. All righty. Logistically, everything. Let's talk about the fans getting in here because we got TV. We'll have satellite trucks. There'll be cables. There'll be green screens. All that fun equipment I love. So, let's talk about it. Should everybody get in? What are you thinking? 6:15?
Oh, I'm telling you, the best thing they can do is buy a ticket at the school.
Okay.
They need to buy a ticket at the school if they can. That way they don't have to wait in line. You know, I've seen the line stretched all the way back around the annex building over here. That's not good. If you're here at 6:15, you're definitely late. We've seen people that have missed a whole quarter of football because they waited till 6:15, 6:30 to get in line. Definitely need to find you a place to park. The best place I've noticed to park is over across the street at the Oakland Middle School.
Yep.
That way you can get back over there and get out quick instead of fighting all the traffic here. Definitely buy a ticket at the school. That way you don't have to wait in line. And we're expecting a big crowd. I know Hillsborough's they're going to bring a big crowd. A lot of young people are going to get in the game because they want on TV.
Yeah.
If they play for our youth league, all they got to do is wear a jersey. We're letting them in free.
Great.
And I think that's going to be cool for them to see the older Patriots play, and hopefully they'll bring their parents and there's some more tickets. So there's plenty of TV time out, so you better bring plenty of cash because you're going to be here for a while. You're definitely going to want something to eat.
Gotta sell some borax.
The concession stand is going to be empty probably by the third quarter, but that means it's a good night.
Yeah.
So it's a big event. We love the fact that ESPNU's here and chosen our school to kick off. You know, we're actually kicking off their high school coverage. We're the first game that they have this year. And so we're honored by that, and hopefully we can give them a good game.
We wish you a great broadcast. We're headed over to Franklin, turn up Stork Vision, Judy and I, so we'll be broadcasting, and we'll be against the worldwide leaders, so I'll be in competition with them, but we wish you the best of luck, and we hope you have a great game and everything goes the way you want it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right here, 7 o'clock Friday night. The U, kids, the U will be right here. Hillsborough and Oakland, 7 o'clock. If not, turn us up nationally and watch us right here on the campus of Oakland, Tennessee.